Ma is like hemp. Como fique, algo de ese estilo. So it's a plant. Okay, let's just say it's a plant. You can see it's got trees here. It's a plant. And then comes ma is a horse.
Ma is a horse.
And ma is to insult, regañar or insultar. Yeah? To insult, to hurt. So you have to be very careful when you call your mother. You say ma. If you say ma, it means horse. So you would call your mother a horse, which is not a very nice thing to do. So you see how. And these sounds.
Okay,
These sounds. Sorry.
don't worry.
These sounds exist in Spanish as well. In English, let's stick to English. Yeah. In English, it's the same. You also know in English, for example, when you're singing, you sing here. Do you have a choir?
Of course, we sing.
You know when you're singing in church, you have a tone that is even. You keep a tone. So that's the sort of. It's similar to singing. Ma. It's like ma. It's an even tone. And just remember. English or Spanish. It doesn't change the meaning, but you know the sounds. And ma is like yes, like what? You know, you use it like a question, like a question. Ma. But if I say well, and you say yes, I'm going to do that. Yes. So it's the same, but it's very important to make the difference that in Chinese, in English, I can say yes, 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 yes. It always means yes. But in Chinese, each word is a different one. So that just, for example, there's a very funny one which you will like, which is when.
When.
All say when.
When.
Very good. That means to ask. So if you don't understand me, you say 请问. The Q is pronounced like a train. 请问. Okay? So you say, excuse me, can you tell me 请问? If you're lost in the street, for example, you go to someone in China, in Beijing, and you say 请问. But if you go up to somebody and say 请问, it means may I sniff you? And if you say 请问, it means may I kiss you? So you have to be very careful, you see, because if you say 请问, it means oh, okay, maybe, but 请问is may I ask you? So you have to make that difference. So all of Chinese is like this. But as you see, okay? It's all the same syllable in different tones, but there are about 50 characters. So, for example, there is a shi, that's a stone. There's a shi, that's a scholar or man. There's a shi, that's a house. There's shi that means 10. There's shi that means teacher. Man, a poet, and his name was Mr. Shi. And he liked eating lions, because shi is to eat. So he liked eating lions. So one day, he cleaned his house with a broom, and he went to the market in the nearby town and bought 10 lions. Then he took them back to his house and ate them again. So all this story is just with shi. So you see that Chinese has this strange thing that you have the characters that are very clear because they mean something each time, only one or two things. But when you speak it can be very difficult to understand. You have a question? No? You had a question? Or the girl under the table? Did you have a question? No? No?
Say it.
Yes? Why? It means big, because it's a man standing like this. Okay? Big. And this is small, because it's like this. It's a man standing with only the hands by side. You want to say it in da. Everyone. Da. example, what do you think this is? Any minute? What's the idea of it now? It's a mountain. Because Chinese script, I'm going to show you some pictures in a moment, Chinese script started about 3,000 years ago, or even before, 4,000 years ago about. So I can, for example, read, and that's wonderful. In Spanish you can't do that, in English you can't either, but in Chinese I can pick up an old bone, for example, that has been written on, or an old piece of bamboo or bronze, something from 3,000, 3,500 years ago, very, very long ago, before there were any Spanish people, any British people, any American people, and a very few Colombian people. And they would write like this. So I can recognize this character because it's so similar, and this is what it looks like now. And it means mountain. And you say, shan, shan. And similar is, for example, this is, I didn't write it very well. Four. That's pronounced like this. It's a bit of a difficult one because it's U, like in French. U. It's new. And then another one is Z. Good. Do you know why it's a child? That's a child. So that's a child and that's a woman. Okay. So now we're going to move on to the next step. You see, those are the easy ones. Those are the easy characters because they just mean one thing and they're like pictures. Like big and small, and a woman who is like a woman showing something. In the old days, the women were serving, a long time ago. And the baby would be a baby like this. Look. He would be wrapped in
Blanket?
and have just his arms sticking out. So you can see there's the head, and there's the tail, or the legs, whatever, and there are the arms. So it's still a baby. So this is what it looked like 3,000 years ago. And this is what it looks like now, but they're similar, you see. So now what the Chinese have done is to combine characters, to put them together. Okay? So for example, if you put a man and a mountain together in one character, it's a hermit. You know what a hermit is? Hermit? Who, sorry? Say again.